and when you leave, you have nothing to go with because you are renting, right? That is how a term life works. Then we do have a whole life insurance. You buy that policy, it has all the benefits, but you're gonna be paying in this policy for the whole of your life until when the good Lord takes you home. So my question is on that policy, if you are 60, 70, 80, 90, and you have retired, do you want to still keep paying on that policy at that age? That's a question for you to ask yourself. Then we also do have a universal life policy. That policy is what I really, really, really want everybody to listen carefully because it's applicable to each and every one person here. We come from Kenya. Tuko na makaratasi ama una makaratasi. The goal is work, work, work and make some money. But what happens if you work, and one day you're sick, you're not working? If you're sick, that's the worst thing that can happen in this country. They tell us everyone is one paycheck away from being homeless. If you're lucky you have a little savings, you could extend to a few more paychecks. But trust me, even if you make a lot of money and you get sick, you consume what you had and you're not making more money, you either get your car repossessed, you get your home foreclosed, or if you are paying rent, you get kicked out. And what do? We call a group of people, we changa for you. First month, second month, you're on your own. If you're very sick, we actually, wachungaji wako hapa wanajua, we have raised money for sick people and prayed for them and asked them sometimes to even go home where there is care. Who wants to go home to Kenya? Who is here and wants to go back to Kenya? Nobody? To visit. I'm not asking to visit, I'm asking to go back. One way. That you have enough money, now you can go. Nobody wants to go, right? So if you don't want to go, umejipanga in case something happens. Umejipanga aji. So you are very good, everybody here. If I look at your Cash App or Wave, I know you wave somebody some money every week. Even if it's $20, $30, you wave. But when you wave that person, do you wave yourself? So how about if I can ask each and everyone here today, please, for your own good, when you wave somebody, when you cash up somebody, you're the one who wake up every day, or if you do a living where you live in, you work the whole day. And when you work, you sit down and calculate your money. This is for rent. This is for my car. This I'm from Jengo back home. There's a project. Unasemanga project. This is for the project. But you don't care about project you. So project you gets sick. The real project stops back home. The project you get sick. You have no savings because nobody has bank money in the bank. If you really keep bank money, you're not smart if you have it to keep in the bank too, because there are other ways you can invest. If you're keeping money in the bank, you're not smart because there's 0.2 interest. So who wants to keep money in the bank? If you have extra money in the bank, please ask me and I'll show you how you can invest that money.
We're supposed to keep our money.
Invest? You don't keep money in the bank. Nobody asks, hakuna msungu hata moja anaweka pesa yake bank. Nobody invests money where there is money. And use somebody's money when your money is growing. I'm not saying go do stocks and go broke and do whatever. But invest. There are so many ways. You can set up a Roth, you can set up an IRA, you can set up an IUL policy that has more interest and making more money. And be safe at the same time. So we do have, and I'll be quick so I can finish because of time. We do have a policy called Indexed Universal Life Policy. That policy is a policy that has been in place for so many years. I have brochures, I have everything to show you, and you can go online and check. This is public information. We do have a Represent National Life Group company which has been in business for 173 years. 173 years. That has survived every recession in America that has been. Because some people ask, how long has the company been? Has it survived recession? You know what recession is. And once you set that policy, for example, we were talking about paying yourself even $10 a day. Only. Plan for the projects, plan for the bills, but keep $10 and say this is for Maggie, every day $10. And with that $10, we can sit down and set you up a policy that will take care of you in case you die. It will take care of the people that you love so much. Let's say you didn't die, but you got into a car accident. That will now help you at that time, that you can be able to do what? To work. Because that policy replaces income. It's called income replacement policy. How beautiful is that, that to know when you're sleeping at night, I have God taking care of me. I have a high-yield policy that gives me peace of mind. God forbid, if I die tomorrow, my children will still go to school. If I get sick, I'll still have an income to take care of my bills until I get back and go back to work. And also, when I retire, I have money for retirement. And this is a policy you don't have to pay throughout your life. You just pay until you turn age 65, and you've had it for 10 years. But if you're above 65, you pay for 10 years. And that's it. And you're covered for the rest of your life. You're not losing any money. This is not a scam. This is not a pyramid. This is life insurance with living benefits. Not for you to pay and somebody else benefit. For you to pay and benefit yourself. And how do you benefit? In case you have chronic illness. In case chronic illness does not kill anybody. All the people you take care of have chronic illnesses. And they live with it for the rest of their life. So in case you have, I do have in this Tacoma by itself, Tacoma town, I have 3 people who have been paid. I do have public information that I can share. The guy Kimani wa Tacoma has given me permission to share about the niece who died, and she was paid. Jane, she collapsed with a stroke and died. We paid her mother in Kenya. A check was sent to her mother. She used to help the mother, but when she had a stroke and she died, she was not there to help the mother anymore, but the mother lived a good life because a check was sent to her. I do have other people. I have Rose Dongo. She was here today. She had come to give her testimony. She was diagnosed with cancer, and she was paid a check. I do have 2 ladies here who had very bad COVID. They were my clients, and they were paid because they were not able to do anything, that they became so sick with COVID. And so many others. I have a lady who had an accident. And these are people who are in this town. They have already benefited from this policy. How much more can I force you to have something that will protect you in case you have a problem? Unless you have any questions, insurance is available for every age, up to age 84, from 2 weeks. I do a lot of 2 weeks, 14 days when the Social Security comes, all through up to age 84. And the requirements are Social Security number, and you're working, and you're healthy. Let's say you have taking medication for high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, and most people have asked me, can I be covered if I'm taking those medications? Yes, you can be covered. There's insurance for everybody. But the older you are, the more expensive it gets. The sicker you are, the more expensive it gets. Sicker means taking good care of yourself. I am not being offensive for some people who don't take good care of themselves, but you have to be very careful with what you do with your body. Even the Bible tells us clearly your body is the temple of the Lord, meaning even what you feed in your body, how you eat, the lifestyle. Just so you believe me, your health is your credit in this world, everywhere. Here in Kenya, your health is your credit. Sometimes things happen that you don't control. Sickness can come. But you can control 5 cups of uji. You can control mandazi kumi. You can control those chapos. I crave them also when I eat it. But then you can control, you know? I'm not being biased by saying that, and I'm not here to offend anybody, but I have to say, because that's what I do, we check your health. It's your credit. So when you're healthy, take it. Because when you're unhealthy, you can't take it. I met a family yesterday. She wanted insurance, but she couldn't be covered. Because now, I actually had met her 2 years ago. And when she didn't have a social, and now she has a social and she has high blood pressure, she has diabetes, she has high cholesterol, she's on insulin, she's on metformin, all those. I'm gonna try and see if she'll get covered, but I'm sorry, it's not her fault, it's not my fault, but some things you can control. High blood pressure you can control. You take medications and follow instructions, you'll be fine. Diabetes is on rise. Lifestyle diabetes. I remember growing up, there used to be only one old man in my village who had diabetes. And even in a wedding, you could know that's 𝐜𝐻𝐸 diabetes. and everybody knew in the village. But now it's like, if I do statistics here, maybe 10 people have diabetes. And it's called lifestyle type 2 diabetes. As long as you don't have hereditary type 1, type 2 is caused by lifestyle. Simple. And you can control that. Now stress mingi. Try not to stress yourself. Because there are some things you can't change. You can't change kutokuwa na makaratasi. It's not your choice. Umekuja, umeweka hiyo serum, tumeambiwa imekwama. So when you stress, are you going to change the situation? No. Just relax. Work. Mali itakatikia, sawa. But save that little money and do what other people are doing and you'll be fine. I know that feeling of not having makaratasi. I know that feeling. So I'm gonna finish, but I won't go. I'll be here. I'll give brochures. I'll give my insurance card with the name. And if you have any question really quickly, I can answer your question and we can finish. Go ahead, Sam.
So I have a question that I think covers most of the guys.
Yes.
What we hear most is that, for example, maybe you go back home, a case is denied and all that. Mm-hmm. How accessible is this insurance? How viable is it for me, wherever I am in the world, regardless? Will it still be covered? Or will it bring, I cannot access it anymore?
That's a fantastic question. Let me tell you something. Actually, kama uko na pesa iko kwa bank, you are in a bigger risk than pesa iko kwa policy yako. Hata Trump, hata watu wengi uficha pesa yao kwa policy. Because in the policy, what they see death protection. Even if they look, they'll see death protection. And unless you die, is when that money is what? Paid. If you have money in the account today, on usafirishwe, they freeze that account. You know that? They freeze that account. Na hizo pesa zimeenda. So to answer your question is, if you had a policy for, let's say, 5 years or 6 years, and you've been paying in it, and now, batiba umesafirishwa. Yes, you can access all that money that you have accrued in interest, but if you are insured for, let's say, 500,000, and you are paying a premium of 300 every month, that policy has a feature of accumulated cash. The cash is growing on that policy. So what you can be able to withdraw is that cash that has accumulated on that policy, but not the face amount that you were insured for, because you broke the contract. The contract is either 10 years and you turn age 65. But if, for example, mzee here takes it and he's already approaching maybe 60 or he's over 60 and he has paid for 10 years, you don't have to pay again, but you're covered for the rest of your world. Wherever you are, you're covered and they distribute that money. I do have people who have retired to Kenya and they're getting their check. It works exactly like Social Security. Social Security you can receive from everywhere. That's exactly how that IUL works. You could receive your payment from anywhere. Okay?
Somebody is asking a question.
Yes.
Can people without Social Security number be covered?
No. mpaka ukuwe na social, lakini hata kama una makaratasi utachukua.
Right. On top of that, you have to wait till 65 or you can wait?
I didn't say 65 is to buy the policy.
No, as in you have to wait till 65 until the policy matures, or you can do it?
You have to be of 65 is one qualification. The other qualification, you must have had it for 10 years. So let's say you are 40 now, and you buy it at 40. You have to keep it until you're 65. But that's a good thing because you'll have pumped more money just like it is in Social Security. You put more money. Yes.
I was wondering, there's people who are giving as little as $100 a month for the insurance. If, say, something happens and they lose their jobs before the 10 years elapse, what happens?
That's a very good question. Did you hear what she asked? She's asking if I was paying into my policy and I've lost a job. What happens at that time? This policy has a feature in it that sustains that policy. Let's say you were paying for 3-4 years. There is that cash that has accumulated. Actually, those who have seen one of the videos that I sent around, there's this lady, Rose, who was paid for, she had cancer and she was paid. She had missed her policy payments for 9 months. And she didn't know, she thought the policy expired. So I saw online that she had a GoFundMe. That's how I saw. And I told her you didn't have to because your policy is still valid. So when you have that feature of cash accumulated in your policy, it keeps paying for 1, 2, 3 months if you have had the policy for quite some time. But not you start today and you don't pay tomorrow and you expect magic to happen. But if you have a term life policy, you miss one, like the ones Prime America do. You miss one payment, you have no policy. Okay? Any other question and we can finish?
65.
He's